The Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G is positioned to bridge the gap between premium specs and a price that won't make you gag. This is Redmi's attempt to shake up the mid-range market again with some serious upgrades and what they hope will balance out some few compromises. But how does it hold up in real life? Is it really a Pro Plus device, or is it just all hype? Be sure to stick around until the end of this video because I'll give you answers to these questions, and so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Alright, so here's the packaging, simple standard Redmi stuff. On unboxing the smartphone, first you have to see the smartphone itself, the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. This is the sort of green variant. It's also available in black and white, but I have to say this green with the subtle shimmer or patterns beneath the surface looks fantastic with its curved edges and premium glass back. The box also contains your usual goodies, a SIM ejector tool, the classic leaflets, and a soft TPU case. It's always nice to see Redmi include this in their packaging, especially since glass backs can be slippery. Yeah, it works. Next up, we've got a USB-A to USB-C cable, and last but not the least, a 90 watts charger, which is a step down from last year's 120 watts from the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus. But stay with me because Redmi has made some significant changes when it comes to the battery tech itself, and you'll see why that 90 watts is still solid. Immediately upon taking the phone out, you'll notice the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus feels sturdy in the hand, and it weighs about 210 grams. Some might find it a bit hefty, but it's because of the bigger 6200 mAh battery that is squeezed in this smartphone. More on that later. Now remember the shiny Gorilla Glass Victus 2 screen up front? That's paired with the Gorilla Glass 7i on the back. So not only is it beautiful to look at, but this is also built like a tank. Redmi says it's twice as strong as its predecessor, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G, and that's in drop resistance, all thanks to the reinforced corners and cushioning materials inside. Also, you have this large camera array on the back that does stick out quite a bit, but it's placed well enough that the phone doesn't wobble too much when lying flat on the table, except you push it from the front side. And there's an IP68 rating that's next level here for dust and water resistance. This means you can practically take a shower with this device or even go scuba diving. I mean, this smartphone would probably survive a tsunami. Or to keep things simpler, a nasty spill. The Note 14 Pro Plus is slightly thicker than last year's model, the 13 Pro Plus, at 8.7mm, but somehow they've shaved off 2mm in width. Still, the plastic sides might be seen as a step back for some, but it still feels pretty robust in daily use. Overall, this smartphone feels premium while also emphasizing toughness. Also, you're looking at a dual SIM configuration with no physical means to expand the storage on this smartphone. In the same tradition as last year, you still have this in-display fingerprint scanner on here, which gets the job done pretty much. Moving on to audio, stereo speakers are a must for any device claiming to be a media powerhouse, and the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus delivers, boasting a dual speaker setup which cranks out high-res audio, and the audio is quite loud and clear with solid stereo separation, so whether you're watching videos, gaming, or just scrolling through your soundtracks, you'll have no complaints here. And Redmi didn't skimp on the wireless audio either. You're getting high-res wireless support and Bluetooth 5.4, which offers low latency and solid connection quality. It has quite a punchy audio output, all thanks to the high-res audio support on the smartphone. Now, the sound on this device is crisp and feels full, but there's something to take note here. We do not have the standard 3.5mm jack, as is missing on this device, but with Bluetooth support, you're getting a solid wireless audio experience, and you can use your wireless earbuds to connect with this device. I mean, obviously. Now onto the display, where Redmi delivers something special. You're getting a 6.67-inch curved AMOLED panel with a 2.7K resolution, which gives you around 450 ppi or pixel per inch. So yeah, it's like razor sharp, whether you're scrolling through Instagram or watching YouTube videos in HDR. Redmi's also added HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision support, so the content here is more vibrant than ever. And with this device, you're having 120Hz refresh rates. Everything feels smooth. Plus, this display can hit peaks of up to 3000 nits, and while I wasn't able to get or push this device to that level, it easily hit 1250 nits in auto brightness mode, so you have no problem using this device outdoors under bright sunlight. There's also a 1920Hz pulse width modulation dimming for anyone sensitive to screen flickers. It really makes nighttime browsing easier on the eyes and also gives you the sharp colors, so whether you're binge watching or gaming with this device at night, it's a visual treat. And durability isn't a concern with the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protection on the smartphone's display. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. Redmi sparked this phone with a Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 chipset, built on the efficient 4nm process. This configuration would easily handle most day-to-day tasks, with 8 cores combined with the Adreno 710 GPU. I noticed little to no lag during regular usage. The interface felt smooth and responsive, and transitions stayed fluid. This smartphone is running on Android 14 with HyperOS layered on top, and the good news here is that they are promising 3 years of software updates with this device, which is rare for Chinese brands at launch, and huge props for that. The Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus offers ample storage options to cater to various user needs. You have a 256 gigs of storage with 12 gigs of RAM, which is the variant I have here. There's a 512 gigabyte storage with 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now, something to remember here is that Redmi decided to go with the LPDDR4 type of RAM for the 12 gigabytes or the base model and a UFS 2.2 storage. Now, the 16 gigabyte RAM variant does give you the better LPDDR5 RAM and the UFS 3.1 storage. So if you want future proofing, you should skip the base variant. However, this downgrade won't be noticeable for basic day-to-day tasks, but it's worth keeping in mind depending on how you use your smartphone. For regular tasks like app launches, multitasking, and swiping between social media apps, this smartphone handles like a champ. Navigation is quick and everything feels buttery smooth. For those of you who like to see benchmark scores, here's the Antutu, Geekbench, and 3D Max scores to give you an idea of what you get with this smartphone. Now, gamer fam, I know you're wondering, can this smartphone handle your mobile games? Thanks to the Adreno 710 GPU, you can easily game on this device without worrying about frame drops or overheating. Titles like Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG ran smoothly at 60 FPS, especially with the support of up to 120Hz on this display. But remember, this isn't a flagship gaming monster with insane frame rates. It's more of a reliable, steady performer for regular gaming sessions. Plus, the 6200 mAh battery ensures you'll be gaming for longer without getting too hot to handle. This is the fun part regarding cameras. We've got a triple camera setup on the back, headlined by a pair of 50 megapixel cameras. First, the 50 megapixel primary camera with an f1.6 aperture, autofocus, and optical image stabilization. Images are bright and clear and even handle low light situations quite well. The secondary 50 megapixel telephoto camera gives you a solid zoom and isn't just for show. There's also an 8 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, which, well, gets the job done, but don't expect the same level of detail and sharpness as the main guy on the smartphone. Now, the selfie is a 20 megapixel shooter, and to be honest here, it's as solid as they come for this range. It's crisp enough for vlogs, video calls, or just those IG-ready selfies. And for the video side of things, you're getting 4K with gyro EIS or electronic image stabilization, keeping your footage smooth. I think this is a major upgrade for the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G over the 200 megapixels we got from the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G. I know the numbers don't agree here, but in terms of the versatility, the 50 megapixel setup wins here with the added telephoto lens for those optical zooms and macro photography. Having 2.5x optical zoom is a significant benefit here, especially for landscapes, wildlife, or detailed focus shots. Now, the 200 megapixel sensor we had from last year missed out on this extra lens, which might be a huge drawback if you expect strong zoom performance. The higher resolution main sensor and improved image processing algorithms ensure sharper and more detailed images, especially in low light conditions. Now, the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G delivers a fantastic camera experience. The versatile camera setup and advanced software features allow you to capture stunning photos and videos in various lighting conditions. By the way, what do you think makes a good camera? Please let me know in the comment section below, and do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more enlightened reviews like this one. Thank you. The Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G retails at around $330, roughly 625,000 naira for the 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage option, which I have here. Alright, back to the massive 6200 mAh silicon carbide battery, not the lithium ion we know on smartphones. This was a welcome upgrade, especially with the efficient 4nm chipset. It lets you go through a full day of use, even into the next day with moderate use. Even with heavy use, streaming, gaming, browsing, and camera usage, this smartphone lasts a whole day. And even though they dropped the charging speed from 120 watts last year on the Note 13 Pro Plus to 90 watts on this device, you're still looking at a respectable charging time, and you can use this device up to 60% in 20 minutes. The real benefit here is the slower degradation compared to the traditional battery tech. So over time, this device should hold up its charge better. So what's the catch with the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus? It's got excellent build quality, a stellar AMOLED screen, strong battery life, and a solid camera setup. For around $330, this smartphone remains one of the best options in its price range, especially with Redmi promising 3 years of Android software support. Combine that with all the new improvements and performance, and undoubtedly, it's an exciting smartphone. It nails the basics, display, battery life, and performance, while bringing some premium features like IP68 water resistance and killer camera tech for the price. If you're looking for a smartphone that feels premium without the insane price tag, this is an absolute steal and worth considering. Do check out my next video here. YouTube thinks you'd love it. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Kobe that day.